here, and then we'll get to it. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Welcome to this new edition of the Silver and Bro Show. My name is Juan Rodriguez. Momentarily, I'll be joined by my brother Julian. And Raider Nation, how about it? How about that win on Sunday? Uh, just another cardiac arrest type of game. The Raiders, pulling out a win, finding every way to win, and the Chargers finding another way to lose. And actually, think I think we might be joining already. He is actually a little bit early. Oh, there he is. There he is. What's up, bro?
Excited.
Yeah, I was telling them, I was telling the world right now. The Raiders finding any way to win, and the Chargers just finding any other way to lose. So it was a heartbreaker, man, or it was a gut wrencher, man. It was a mix of emotions, and that was just in the final 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they just got to find a way to win. That's all. You know what I mean? Like I said before, the season really started with those last 10 games, and I know they say it's easy, but for us, nothing's ever easy, man. We just gotta, keep trucking along, dude. We'll be fine.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So the Raiders win 31-26. Great game. Overall, it was a good game on both sides. Both teams just played good. It's just the Raiders were just a little bit better on that day. And then the final seconds, Isaiah Johnson not coming up once, but twice, coming up big twice to break out those passes. Because I'm going to tell you, when the second one happened, my heart dropped and my heart – oh, it was broken, man. I'm like, I can't believe he caught it. I couldn't believe it. That was.
You were saying the whole time, you're like, that's it. It's over, man. Don't worry about the drive. They're going to score on us.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Keep the faith.
I can't. I can't keep the faith only because of the fact that defense it's an insult to the word horrible. To call that defense horrible. That's an insult to that word. They are horrendous. And to me, and I go back to it, it's week 10, and for whatever reason, whatever the reason might be, there's still times I look at this team and it's like they don't know their identity. They don't know their identity. And it sucks because I am on that boat now where last week I said it, 4th and goal or 4th and 1, whatever it is. I'd rather us lose on a turnover on downs than the defense just give up the yards right away. Because the defense is going to give up the yards. So you might as well just go for it on 4th down. I mean, we already know what kind of defense you got. It's a terrible one. It is a terrible defense. And for me personally, I'm to the point now where I don't even care if it's 4th and 14. You go for it. What's the difference? What's the difference? Like, that's my thing. That's my topic is that defense is just I rather lose on a turnover on downs, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I rather lose on a turnover on downs with Derek Carr and company than leaving it in the hands of Corey Littleton and the gang.
I don't know, man. I think you stress that every single week, but I mean, the defense is kind of coming together a little bit. I mean, in order to make stops, I mean, they had to do it, I think, in Carolina, and they did it again this last week. So, I don't know, man. It's a young defense still, you know what I mean? And, obviously, Paul Gunther doesn't help any, but they're coming together, man. You just got to give them time. You got to give them time and, a better coordinator for sure.
I mean, for me, it's like it sucks because it's like it looks like Pharrell's a cool person, but for me, I'm just like, hey, it's nice that you finally came out against you had a come out party against the Chargers, but we have 14 other games. Can you stop just being good against the Chargers? And I don't know, maybe at least live up to being the number 4 pick, because he has not done that. And I know I'm going to hear it. Well, Junior, he's our highest rated defender according to Pro Football Focus. Yeah, and according to Pro Football Focus, Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. So what sense does that make? you gotta see it.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in for a second. Here's the deal with Farrell, man. Farrell makes other plays instead of just sacking the quarterback, man. That's the deal. That's his game. And that's who he's always going to be, dude. Everybody, Raider Nation, anybody that's watching, anybody that's listening, that's who he is. Let's get over it already. He's not going to be Khalil Mack. Just get over it. He's going to help the rush a little bit. I mean, look at this, dude. How insane is it that Carl Nassib has probably more sacks and more pass rushes than him? You know what I mean? Quarterback rushes, excuse me. It's just his game is not that, dude. So just get over it. Everybody just get over it. Leave it alone.
I mean, it's not that insane. I mean, it's that's the thing. For me, it just goes back to it where I get it. You want character. But at 4, sometimes you got to take the risk of getting an a-hole, but he's going to put up the stats. You know what I mean? Like Khalil Mack, maybe he wasn't an a-hole, but he had an edge to him, and maybe he did rub people the wrong way, but at least he got the production done. And that's what you get out of a top 5 pick. You know what I mean? When you're drafted, when you're a top 5 pick, and you're taking that high, you know, the expectation is defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year. And, you know, Josh Allen, you know, from the Jaguars, he did get that. Or no, I'm sorry, Nick Bosa. He did get that, you know, but he was drafted number 2. I can't fathom the idea that a 4th-round pick in Max Crosby, you know, got more votes than you for defensive rookie of the year. Like, to me, that's already like, dude, that was a wasted number 4 pick. Like, I'm calling it now. That was a wasted number 4. And yeah, I get it. He might be a cool dude and this and that. But it's like, dude, yeah, what you said is okay, that's cool. You know, your other part of the game is cool, but the problem is we have no sack. Like, I think this is the first time we got 2 sacks in a game. Is this the first game we had multiple sacks in a game?
I would say so.
I mean,
I would think so.
And for a number 4 pick, dude, it's like, I'm sorry, it's not gonna cut it for me, man. Either we got to figure out what the problem is, try him at a different position, or see what's up. I mean, at 4, I can't have that, dude. I can't have that.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Anybody that's listening, like I said, it's just you guys just got to get over it. That's not his game, dude. I wish it was. That's what we drafted him for. But, you know, we've said it a lot of times, JR. You know how it goes. It just doesn't transition to the NFL, man. And that's what it looks like that's happening. Farrell is a good guy. He's a leader. He's a run stuffer. You know, that's it, dude. That's his game. You know what I mean? He's just not going to get the sacks. I'm tempted to say he has 1. I hope. Does he have 1? Did he get 1 this week?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he got 1. I don't even know if he has 1 on the year.
It sucks because his whole career, that's all everybody's going to throw in his face, you know? And I get it. Everybody's frustrated because that's what he was drafted to be, you know? A quarterback rusher. And it's not happening, man. It's not transitioning. So,
yeah. But,
I mean, okay, if that's what they got him for, whatever, obviously they're still playing him for a reason. He's not the worst. He just shouldn't have got drafted at number 4, which sucks.
Yeah, to me, that's always going to be like the Mayock bundle. It's like, all right, man, your first pick as a GM, you got to hit it. No. It's like, you know, the dude totally took a swing on the first pitch on opening day and totally, you know, struck.
He's
and like,
not the worst, though. He's not the worst, dude. He's not the worst bust ever or anything like that. Would you consider him a bust already? Is that where we're going?
I'm going to give it after the 3rd year. At this point, I'll give it the 3rd year, but right now, from what I'm seeing, it's like, yeah, sorry, dude. It's like I've only seen him literally have great games against the Chargers and then disappears the rest of the way.
We got 8 more games. Let's see what he does.
But yeah, the whole group defensively, I don't trust it. It's like, look, they did their thing, and that's fine and dandy, but it's just going to come down to a point for me where I rather lose on turnover on downs. Like, if it got to that point where do you want to go for it on fourth down and risk turnover on downs or kick the field goal and let the defense give up the butt again and they score a touchdown and then we have to score again in less than a minute? I rather at least lose on our terms because I don't know what that $100 million Barbie is seeing in that defense, but it's not working. That
Barbie?
Yeah, that $100 million Barbie has to either grow, a set of what, or just come to the fact that he's scared that the offense is going to come through with his offensive genius. Something has to give.
Look, just to get off of this subject really quick, let's leave it at this. All right, we're playing NFL offenses, man. These are real teams right here. Look, with this, I'll tell you everything. Did you not watch the game yesterday? The horrible, just completely annihilated Jets offense put up almost 27 points, dude. If not, I think it was 27 points on a Patriots defense. Any given Sunday, man, you know what I mean? It's said all the time. The defense could bend, just don't break. And that's what they did on Sunday. They pulled it out, man. So I still got hope.
Offensively, I got no issues offensively. None. I got none. I mean, from that offensive line unit, which we've mentioned like almost every week because they deserve the credit. Tom Cable especially deserves the credit. It's like, dude, this man just has his men ready. I mean, come on. Name me another team that can win with a Brandon Parker and a Sam Young as your starting tackles. Like, that's already trouble. That's already trouble for most teams. And yet somehow we ran all over the Los Angeles Chargers from Booker to Jacobs. Even Carr got that Superman, rush in there. And, I'm just like, yeah, the key players are nice. Like the Booker plays are nice. The Josh Jacob plays are nice. The deep throw plays are nice. But that offensive line play, it's just a credit to Tom Cable, and God, I hope we can keep him. Like I hope we can keep him next year, because he's gonna get calls for sure. That man is gonna get calls.
Offensively, man, you're the guy you always leave out, though. I mean, you did give him a little bit of credit for the Superman, but I mean, come on, man. Carr needs so much more credit for what he's doing. I know it's only halfway through the season, but man, he's looking good. It really makes you sit back and think, like all those years that we're kind of doing bad, like where the hell has that guy been? You know what I mean? But I guess it's just true what everybody says. Once you give him the weapons, then you know what I mean. He'll come out and play, but they got to get it done somehow, some way, man. And it has to start now. I'm serious. It has to start this season. They got enough to do it. Let's get it done.
Yeah, no. And then overall from this game, from what I can just from the final touches of this game was the Chargers just found another way to lose. Because I mean, going back to it, it's like okay, with if that catch would have stood, had he held on, the tight end for the Chargers, had he held on, then the scenario would be totally different. Oh, the defense gave up the butt again. We're getting no pressure again. These guys aren't doing it. There's no scheme. There's nothing. And then we're just going to go back. And that's why I keep going back to it is because me personally, I know just seeing, like, look, the tape doesn't lie. We're all seeing the same game that me and you are seeing, that the coaches are seeing. Your defense is horrendous. It's not the worst, but it's horrendous. It is bad. And I'm just to the point now where 4th and 2, why kick a field goal if they only need a touchdown to score? And you know that defense is good to give it up at any moment. Just go for it and let's lose on our own terms. Because I rather just go for it. That's just me though. I know some people are gonna.
Hold on, I got a question. I got to jump in here. Statistically, is the defense ranking wise Are they moving up weekly? Are they staying where they're at? Or are they just bottom of the barrel, pretty much?
It's just they're even keel, but it's like 26th, 27th one week. So it's like, but we've been like that for the longest now. I don't remember the last time we had a great defense. I mean, what? The Super Bowl one was cool. And then I remember when we had Wembley, Grove, Seymour, those guys, that was a good defense. But other than that, it's always been just bad, just bad defensive play. And that's been like that for years. But my problem is, you draft a guy at 4, he's not producing as you think he would. Abrams lucky that he's panning out so well. Crosby is your Brett, like your cherry on top. Like, hey, this dude actually didn't make the draft class look as bad as it should be. Because if Abram wasn't producing, if Crosby didn't produce the way they are now, that 2019 draft class might have just been bad. And then Mullen. If Mullen is not panning out the way he is, that whole draft class would have been another stinker. Another stinker.
What does it matter, bro? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. They are panning out. They're doing what they need to do. What would it matter if we talk about it and just be like, oh, yeah, well, what if? Well, what if? Well, we could what if all day. We could what if last season, the season before that. But they are panning out, and they're doing what they need to do. Like I said, defensively, I'm looking at it. Hopefully, they keep gelling. I know it's high hopes, but, I mean, they're winning, dude. They're winning. And I know it's more offense. Go back to the Charger game. We had our foot on their throats, dude, pretty easily. I think it started to turn at the end of the second half when Carr fumbled that damn ball and gave him life, dude. You know what I mean? I really think that's where Chargers like, all right, you know what I mean?
We have
extra points. Let's go from here,
Yeah. No, for me, the final note of this one is, if that $100 million Barbie ever takes any advice, do not leave it up to Corey Littleton and the gang. Leave it up to your offense, which is your strong suit, and just lose on your terms. That's my final note for the Charger game. They won. They're 5-3. They're in the hunt. They have a spot right now in the wild cards. I mean, we say every year it'd be great just to be in the hunt. Well, we're actually in the wild card discussion. So, So that's a good start. So that's going to be my final note. Let's move on to this week's game. We got the Broncos. The Broncos are up, and you can throw records aside. You can throw all those things out the window. Those games are always to like the final whistle, basically. It's like the final drive, the final seconds. That's always been the Raiders versus the Broncos. Yeah, there's been a couple times the Broncos kicked our ass, the Raiders kicked their ass, but it's like far in between. Majority of the time it comes to the final possessions. And I see it just the same this Sunday. I think I said it last week. I think a lot of people were thinking they're going to blow out the Chargers. The Chargers got nothing. They're depleted. But it's like, hey, we're not the healthiest bunch either. You know what I mean? And that's sort of the thing, too. Like, we're getting healthy, but the Broncos are still the Broncos. That's still a divisional game. You could throw records out the window. That's just me, though. I think, it's going to be a close game. Jerry Jeudy, he's looking like a solid wide receiver. I think the offense is going to start, I know they had a little bit of a setback against the Falcons, and I don't know what the deal was. I mean, I don't know if maybe the Falcons just had a good day, and they just had the Broncos number that day, and that happens. But overall, the Broncos are always in there. They're always in there. The Broncos are always in the game. It's just now it's up to, once again, our offense to just make sure they have enough points to get us over the hump again against the Broncos. And that's not going to be easy to do. So what are your takes?
It's an AFC West battle.
Yeah.
Raiders, Broncos, it's always going to go, no matter, you could throw records out the window, like you said. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I really want to see the Raiders continue to be teams that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what's going to get us to, the playoffs. That's all. I'm sure any Raider fan that's watching or listening or whatever, That's all they're hoping and praying for, that we can go into a playoff game healthy, with a healthy quarterback, healthy offensive line, healthy defense, and see how we're going to do that. But that's a little far down the road. Right now we're talking about the Broncos. Reason I bring it up is because in order to get there, you got to beat teams that you're projected to beat, which is the Broncos. Yeah, it's going to be a last possession or whatever, just like the Chargers. You got to find a way to win. You got to. In this league, I see my buddy Buffalo. He's watching right now, and look at the Buffalo Bills, man. You know what I mean? Look at them. They're staying in games. They got their good quarterback. They got the wide receiver, and they're being good teams. Look at what they did to Seattle. Nobody thought they were going to win that, but they're just doing it. You got to figure out a way. You got to figure out a way to win.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What these games. We've seen it countless times. One possession, last second field goal. We've seen it all. We've seen it all, man. I mean, from the snow game to,
I don't want to see no more one possessions. Let's keep our foot on their throat.
I know.
Let's beat them up, man.
I know. But I will say this, as far as the Broncos go, they're a good team. I think what it is just they're getting a bad rep because of their record. I think they're a good team. I really do. From Judy to Drew Lock to Phillip Lindsay, the running back, to Noah Fant, the tight end. Bradley Chubb's a hell of a pass rusher for the Broncos. And it sucks because Von Miller's out. I like seeing Von play because whenever we beat the Broncos with Von, it just gives a little bit more validation. It's one of those things where it's like, it sucks because Von's injury happened earlier in the year, so we can't, it can't really be as an excuse, but it's always kind of like better to beat them at their biggest, with their full strength. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. That's the way you always want to beat the teams, because if not, there's an excuse. Well, we didn't have Von Miller. We were down this, COVID that. Just get over it, dude. It's Raiders against Broncos, AFC West. Let's go out there and let's handle them.
So I wish Vaughn was playing, but at the same time, it's kind of cool that he's not, because then we get back-to-back weeks of not playing teams without their best pass rushers. So I guess we lucked out there. Now it's just hopefully, Colton Miller gets ready. Hopefully he's ready to go. Apparently today, Damon Arnett, his cast came off, and I guess he's a go this Sunday. So I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, especially now with the whole Trayvon Mullen injury that just happened, I guess he got a little bit of hamstring tightness, and with hamstrings, they're always tricky. They're tricky, so you never know if it's this, if it's that. So with Arnett coming back, that's good. I mean, we already know the news about Trent Brown. He's out for a month. I know he's out for a month, and it's just one of those things. I'm just to the point where we've won without him and we've lost without him, so it really doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? And then I think we have if you guys beat the Broncos, Alfred is going to come out with some excuse why they lost. It's just one of those games, man. It's one of those games where it's like, dude, screw the record. Don't take them granted. Don't take them lightly. Just do your job, man. Just beat them, dude.
Yeah, Raiders at the end of the day, dude, I hate to use this phrase, but it's not a must win. But just please beat the teams you're supposed to beat. I know how we say take 1 week at a time, but come on, we're Raider fans. We're looking down the schedule. We know what's coming. Beat the teams that you need to beat, man. We need it. We need the win.
Yeah, especially with the tight race, especially in the wild card, because you got Baltimore, who's looking as a wild card, and that's not a joke. Baltimore's looking like a wild card team, and they are a wild card team right now. The Browns, 5-3, Miami. These are not pushovers. These Indianapolis, these are not pushover teams. These are teams that it's like, dude, they had high expectations. Some of them. Miami, I think they're just happy of the way that Tua's progressing right now. But teams like the Colts, the Ravens, the Browns, those are teams that it's like, hey, man, we have the talent in the world. We want to put it out there. We want to, go deep in the playoffs, especially the Ravens, those teams. It's just, we can't take these teams for granted. We can't take these weeks for granted. It's like, dude, you guys got to win. You guys got to win and show enough to where it's like, if you make the playoffs, you deserve to be there.
Exactly.
Because
I mean, how it's been going lately, dude, I don't think and there's any question. I mean, I don't see a lot of people like, analysts or whatever really rank us up high or anything like that. And I'm fine with that. I'd rather cruise under the,
go under the radar.
Under the radar. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Said, dude, to leave it at that, just win the games you need to win. And this is a week where we're projected to win. Let's just beat them. Let's beat them and get on with it. You know what I mean? Oh,
absolutely. So, your 3 keys. What are the 3 things the Raiders got to do to win this Sunday?
I would start off with continue to run the ball, man. I think they finally found a good combination with Jacobs and Booker. It's just been amazing to see how Booker could come in there and really run the ball. And you just see Jacobs on the sideline sitting pretty, man, like staying healthy, not getting his brains bashed in.
I think there was at one point I saw Jacobs do like...
The little clap?
Yeah.
The Jason Garrett clap?
You keep doing you. And you know what? That's the thing a lot of people aren't realizing. It's like Booker's not the best, but he's not the worst change of pace back either. It's like he's doing his thing. So it's like, cool. You keep doing that. As long as you keep doing that and have our main guy, and Jacobs healthy, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Because there's been a couple.
Like I said, if they're running the ball the way that they have been, and I know the way Booker's been running it, he's getting confidence back there. Like he's not so shaky now. He's hitting holes, and behind that offensive line, even though we're hurt, but we're finding a way to open up the holes, man. You know what I mean? Credit again to Tom Cable, like every single week. But yeah, honestly, with those 2 running backs, they need to smash the ball, dude. Take the defense's will, and know that we're going to run it. I'll start with that one. You got the next one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think my first key to victory, honestly, what it's going to be, it's actually going to – I think this is going to be the week where it's going to come down to Carr and Waller to find that reconnection. Like, yeah, I understand, they got the touchdown in the end zone. That was cool, but I thought last week was going to be a breakout game for Waller, only due to the fact that right now – the Chargers are giving up more yards to tight ends than any other team in the NFL. And he just didn't find them. This is the week now where it's like, hey, dude, the Broncos are kind of hurt, as everybody is. Every team's hurting right now. This is the week now. It's like, hey, you got to get Waller involved. You're going to have to get Waller involved, and you're going to have to rekindle that connection that you guys had the first 2 weeks because it's going to help us down in the long run. I know you guys are doing good, but we need better. Like, we need to be better than that.
Yeah, I think defenses already figured that out. Head coaches are not staying up at night thinking how they're going to block Waller because all they're doing is double teaming them, triple teaming them if they have to. Zones, man-to-man, whatever they got to do, they want to eliminate Waller. They want to put pressure on Carr to go to his, crappy wide receivers. You know what I mean?
Well,
which brings me to my second one. Can I go?
Yeah, you can go. I wouldn't say crappy, but, they did make some...
Well, that's what they're thinking because there's no superstar wide receiver out there.
No, but, I mean, some of those crappy receivers made some amazing catches on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. That's where head coaches are getting hurt because they're taking out Waller, but we got so many other weapons that we're just using them. But here's a weapon that I want to see come back. Where the hell has been Ruggs, man? What is going on? 1 catch? Wasn't even one. I think it was a run. Wow. Man, dude, you want to talk about a bust? You're over here sitting talking about Pharrell. You want to talk about a bust?
I mean, you did see my draft videos, right? I mean, you saw my draft videos on last year's draft. There's a reason I told you, like, a lot of people were, like, crucifying me, like, how dare you take Ruggs off the first round? How dare you? And I'm just like, yeah, because I can't trust a guy whose highest career in receptions on a really great team, and you're supposed to be the speedster, is 48. But that's why I took him out of the first. It's like, no, he's not a.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, hey, if he's there in the second, all right, we'll give it a shot. But first, nah. And that's why a lot of people didn't really understand that when I told them, like, look, he's a gadget guy. He's not a traditional, like, if you're going to go early in the first round, you're going to take a wide receiver. You're going to take guys like CeeDee Lamb, okay? That's a true number one. That's a true one. I know it's not showing because of the horrendous Dallas offense, but when he makes the plays, he makes the plays. Jerry Jeudy, that's a one. That's a number one. T. Higgins, who fell in the second, that dude is a number one. Justin Jefferson for the Minnesota Vikings, that dude is a number one. When you take gadget players for like Ruggs and you expect them to be number one, you are going to be 100% all the time highly disappointed. You're going to be highly disappointed. Now, to your point, I know you're going to get to it. So what does Ruggs have to do? What does Ruggs have to do for you?
Here's the deal, man. You said it yourself, gadget plays, things like that. That's all fine and dandy, but you don't run gadget plays. You ran one. It was a sweep, and you gave him the ball, and you got, I think it was a first down out of it, which was cool. But, I kind of look at his frame, and I think he's more like of a slot wide receiver, but too bad we have one of the best slots in the whole NFL with Renfro.
Yeah.
So he pushed up, he's literally physically pushed up to the second spot, and I hope that's where he could find a home, man, because I'm not going to, all joking aside, I call it bust or whatever, but we won't really know. I really think at the end of the day, if he could find a spot at number 2, I'd be happy with that, and then just go out finally and get a number 1, either free agency or draft. But anyways, going back to it, this week, gadget plays, short drops, slants, use his speed, but get him involved, man. He's like one of those guys that once you start getting involved, it's going to be like Booker. You'll start to get a little bit more confidence, catching the ball, getting in the same routine with Carr, man. That's they just need to get him involved.
Yeah, for me, my second
3 targets last week, only 3 targets towards him, not one, no catches.
I know. Oh, trust me, I know, and that's why it's this is good. That's another video for another day. But if people want to know, just look at my draft videos from last year, and you'll see why I pushed them out of the first, where everybody thought, oh, first round talent. Nah, I've seen better. I've seen better first round talent, especially from the wide receiver cores. I've seen way better first round talent. So, yeah, that 4.27, yeah, that's fast, but that doesn't really impress me that much. I need to see more than that. So, my second key, honestly, it's gonna have to come down to Nick Wazowski. Look, he's been one of the bright spots on that defense, from him to Mullen to hell, even Crosby time to time. But Wazowski really has to get it together because, look, there's Lindsey, there's Jerry Jeudy, and there's Noah Fant. There's teams we play and they have one good weapon. Maybe there's teams and they have 2 solid weapons. Those 3 guys are all really good players. And those are 3 really good football players on the Denver Broncos offense, from Noah Fant to Philip Lindsay to Jerry Jeudy. Those are great players. Those are really great. And so Wazowski has to line up his guys, and he has to tell them, hey, get ready to go, because they know the weaknesses. They know the weaknesses of that defense. And if they struggle early on, strap in, because it's going to be a long game. A very long game.
For sure. That was a good point to bring up Kowalski. If you think about it, nobody really talks about him. But, man, what a bright spot, man. Coming in, finally a free agent that's coming in and showing his worth.
And a middle linebacker, I know less.
Oh, and another thing? He looks good in silver and black. Really, see him with the helmet on and everything. You're like, oh, man, he looks like a Raider.
I just
He's doing well, man. He's doing well.
That,
for sure. So
the number choice, though, 44, it's kind of weird to me seeing linebackers with the 40s. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. That's kind of creepy. That's a little weird. Different. Yeah. All right, my man. What do What do you got? What's your third key? What do the Raiders got to do? What's your last key here?
The last one is I just want to see the offensive line continue to do what they've been doing, man. You know what I mean? I just want to see those guys wherever. Who knows what's going to happen this week? You know what I mean? Who knows, man? I just want to continue to see those guys plug in the holes and just keep chugging along, man. You know, because they've been doing amazing. I can't believe that we literally started well, you could pretty much call them rookie right tackle and a rookie left tackle because they've never played really those positions. I think Young might have played it once or twice. I mean, they played it before, but not in
on a constant basis.
With the Raiders,
Yeah, on a constant basis. Like that was
exactly. I just want to keep them plugging away, dude, opening holes for the wide receivers and just giving Carr time and keeping Carr on his feet. Every week, I'm just like knocking on wood. Please just keep Carr healthy.
Oh yeah, because
offensive line for me, brother.
Yeah, because as long as that offensive line keeps him upright, there's going to be times though it's like, man, and that's my third key. It's actually this is going to be the week now where it's like, okay, Carr, look, man, you had a decent game against the Browns, you had a decent game against the Chargers, but you really didn't do anything like quarterback wise where it's like, dude, you went 100 and you went like 150 plus. You didn't even hit the 200 mark in back-to-back weeks. In today's NFL, dude, that's a gimme. Every quarterback should be able to do at least 200 yards passing. And he hasn't hit that back-to-back. So for me, the third key for me, Carr, you got to take over this game. You're projected to beat the Broncos. The Raiders are projected to beat the Broncos this week. You have to show out there where, for me, you got to take this game on your hands. You got to do it. You have to single-handedly show the world why you are a starting quarterback in the NFL, because that's enough of the whole 150, 165 yards in the air. Like, yeah, you ran. That's great. But other than that, you really didn't do anything spectacular. Like, yeah, that deep ball to Aguilar, that's great. The deep ball to Renfro, that's great. But we need more, dude. Like, enough of that, enough of that. Like, we need you to really take over this game. That's what I need.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You said it was 150 yards in 2 weeks. Well, we did play a game in the snow.
Just win. Just win. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, other than that, you want to give out your prediction, because I got to do mine tomorrow. So
I'll give out my prediction after this one. Has anybody heard from Eagle? Is he gonna be okay? I need that guy back.
I don't know. Last I checked was that he got out of the hospital. He's in Vegas right now, and we'll see how it goes. But other than that, it was ribs. I don't know. They just said ribs. I rather him get healthy, and if we do make the playoffs, I'd rather have him back then than it's like, all right, we got another solid contributor to the team. Because Ingold's a whole different animal. He's a wholly different package. So,
and it's crazy because he was just coming into his own, man. Like, that's another guy that's just another weapon on that offense. Like, they were giving him those little out routes, you know what I mean? Just hitting him on the perimeters. And, man, dude, what a beast, dude. It sucks to lose him, man. But it is what it is, I just want to throw that out there. soon.
Yeah.
Predictions. Let's see here. I want to see defense go up this week. I want to say Raiders 28, Broncos 10.
Oh my God, 18, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's why you clearly don't work in Vegas.
28 to 10, man. My boys, the silver and black, got it this week.
Okay. All right. Well, I will give out my prediction tomorrow because I have another show tomorrow for after this thing. So that's where I give out my whole prediction show. So you guys tune in for that. So I picked them last week, so who knows? I might go 2 in a row. I don't know. I have to look the final injury reports, and then I'll just go from there. So we'll see. All right, man. I will see you Sunday. I will see you Sunday, 1:00. It's another 1:00, and we are actually on CBS this time. So
let the beer flow like wine, brother.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie to you. Seeing the Chargers and Raiders on a NFL Fox game, that was weird.
Yeah, I'm okay with just one every 10 years for that.
Yeah, that was the unis were cool on both sides, but the channel choice, nah.
I wish they would have let somebody know that they were gonna wear those. I could have totally had my car jersey on.
But yeah, they're on CBS, so thank God, because I don't know, I can't do another Fox. That was ridiculous.
For sure, man. Let's get this win Sunday. Let's keep it going. Let's keep our playoff hopes alive, dude. Vader Nation needs it, man. We need it. We need to stay positive and keep this thing going in the right direction.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, brother. Well, I will see you Sunday. We'll hook up on Saturday to see what we're gonna make, and then we'll go from there. Sound good?
There it is, man. Hats off to you guys.
All right.
Guys later.
Later, bro. All right, so that was my brother. We do have a couple questions here. Steve Codillo, let's go Lakers. Absolutely. Rams gonna lose this weekend versus the GOAT Wilson, but let's go Rams. I don't know. That might be closer than what people think. Dodgers going back to back. Lakers going back to back. The Dodgers, I'm not so sure. The Lakers, however, I like their chances. It's just how the rest of the NBA, the rest of the West. Let's see how healthy they get. The Raiders loosen this week. Ah, don't say that, Steve. I need this win, man. Chargers coming back this weekend. I think they might have a bye, and hopefully, if they do have a bye, they need it. And that's about it. Oh, LA, Los Angeles Federation Cup, taking the MLS Cup. Yikes! That's I don't know. That's going to be a good tournament though, so I can't wait to see how that shapes up the MLS. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow for my NFL prediction picks. So hopefully you guys tune in, and hopefully you guys don't kill me, and for the teams I pick. So hopefully I don't ruin your gambling problems. But other than that, have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right,